Petty Officer 2nd Class Jeff Mohn was born in West Reading Hospital in Pennsylvania on July 31st, 1949. He lived with his parents and his 5 younger siblings, Susan, Tim, Patty, Kathy, and Mark. His father, Solomon Mohn, played semi-pro baseball and afterward worked for Penn Dairy. His mother worked as an LPA at the Wernersville State Hospital. Jeff Mohn went to Wilson High School. Then, after he graduated, he enlisted in the Navy in November of 1967 during the Vietnam War.
Can you tell us about when you went into the military? Were you drafted or did you enlist?
I enlisted. I was still in high school. And I went in with one of my classmates under what they called the buddy program at the time. And we ended up going to boot camp together, which was kind of nice because you weren't by yourself. At least you knew somebody.
Why did you join?
Well, I had a choice. If I wouldn't have joined, I probably would have been drafted. Joining gave me the opportunity to choose what branch of the military I wanted to go into. Plus, I had always sort of had an idea about going into the Navy, seeing how my grandfather was in the Navy.
What were your parents' or siblings' feelings about you joining the service?
As far as siblings go, they were young, very young, most of them. They did not, state how they felt. Of course, my parents would have had some concern, but going into the Navy, my maternal grandfather was naval, served World War One, and my father was in the Army the end of World War II, so they weren't against it.
He went through boot camp in the Great Lakes, where he met one instructor, Leroy Coates, and started a good friendship. They discovered that they lived about 45 minutes from each other in their hometowns. Leroy Coates was very helpful in training Jeff Mohn from seaman to 3rd class and onward. Jeff then became a boatswain mate. He was first stationed in Charleston, South Carolina, where he was on a yard oiler. There, he learned the basics of running an LCM-6. From there, he was promoted to 3rd class and sent to Atlanta to the Naval Air Station. Afterward, he was sent to Coronado, California, to learn basic training for Vietnam. This training included survival, automatic weapons, traps, and more. From Coronado, Jeff Mohn was shipped to Vietnam. He started in NSA, then was sent to Catlow near the Vung Tau River, where he ran the Landing Craft Mechanized, or LCM, in the Brown Water Navy. There, he carried supplies and ammo to different outposts. He picked up and delivered cargo, supplies, oil, and more. He supplied the sea beasts with their food, fuel, and other needed supplies. He ran up and down from Catlow to South China to Saigon taking supplies. He also occasionally worked with the EOD and transported retrograde ammunition that needed to be disposed of to a designated location.
What did you do while you were in Vietnam?
I ran the LCMs. I was in what was known as the Brown Water Navy. We carried supplies and ammo to different outposts, picked up supplies from certain naval vessels that would bring in your different supplies, be it your cargo, your oilers, whatever. We supplied the Seabees with their needed fuel, food, stuff like that, supplies. And I'd run the rivers to from Catalog down to South China up to Na Bay and Saigon. I ran rivers, taking supplies up and down, ammo, stuff like that.
You previously mentioned detonating retrograde ammunition.
Yeah, we had got used to get tied up now and then with the EOD and different branches of the demolition team, and we'd haul their any retrograde ammo that had to be destroyed, and we'd carry that to a designated but secret location for them to destroy.
Finally, he was stationed back home in Philadelphia, where he was called by his lieutenant commander, told that all of his papers were taken care of, and honorably discharged. Coming home, he was welcomed by his wife, his daughter, and the rest of his family. He built a relationship with his daughter and rebuilt relationships with others.
How did you readjust to civilian life?
It was fairly easy. Went out and got a job and put everything up behind me. There were occasions where there were some minor issues, but they were just, basically at the time, shut up and be quiet about it. And that's what, there was no support for you at that time, which has changed quite a bit. So you learn to live with it, or you didn't.
How did your experiences change you?
Well, it's hard to say. I do know that you learn to live for yourself, so to speak. It matures you quite a bit, especially when you're 18 and going into the military, going in with, so to speak, wet behind the ears, and you learn quick that there's a lot to learn in the number of years that you're in there. There were some major changes when I was discharged. There was some getting used to being back in the civilian life. There were some major stress, which was not abnormal from anybody that came back from over there in Vietnam, Cambodia, or wherever. And we learned, there's quite a difference from over there, where you had your brother's back and you got over here and you were looked down on like a piece of crap. And it did take some use getting used to it. But if you had friends and family they did help.
In recognition for his service in the war, Mohn received both the American Vietnam Service Ribbon and the Vietnamese Vietnam Service Ribbon. In remembering his experiences, he treasures the connections that he made and appreciates the places he traveled to and got to experience. He enjoyed learning about and experiencing the culture that was introduced to him along the way. He also met some people who he is still in contact with today. Mohn has since been a part of the American Legion, the VFW, and he is now a member of the VVA, the Vietnam Veterans of America, which is a nationwide organization that meets every 2 years to commemorate their experiences in the war. There, Mohn is able to recount his endeavors, and he continues to share about his time in the Vietnam War. Thank you, Jeff Mohn, for your service in the Vietnam War.